Hello and welcome to 15 News. Coming up in this edition, Community Forum looks to build partnerships with local faith-based organizations. LTU holds vigil for the shooting victims at Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina. Southfield welcomes 2 new restaurants to the area. We'll have all these stories and much more coming up next on this edition of 15 News. Hello, I'm Chris Campbell and I welcome you to 15 News. When 21-year-old Dylan Roof opened fire on a small congregation of people during an evening Bible study at the historic, predominantly African-American Charleston AME Church in South Carolina, it sparked hysteria and fueled national debates about the current and future state of race relations and gun control in the U.S. The terrorist act was one of the most devastating to happen in the country in recent memory. However, Southfield's Lawrence Tech University decided to be proactive in turning tragedy into a healing and constructive conversation on race relations.
The purpose of today is to get the Lawrence Tech community together to honor the victims that lost their lives, unfortunately, earlier this week. We want to try and have this be the start of a much longer conversation about race relations in our country.
Just bringing the community together, people of all races, of all societies, just to see that the event that happened is still tragic and that things like this shouldn't happen. And things like this, if we have more events like this, we can help prevent things like this from happening again.
In a civilized society, it is not acceptable that you go and hurt innocent people who are praying for their faiths. As Mahatma Gandhi said, that eye to eye only makes people blind. If some people have rage and anger, I think they have to express in a different way than hurting other people, because it will never stop. When you take a step like this, it only aggravates the situation.
Several dozen students, faculty, and community leaders gathered at LTU in Southfield to remember the 9 victims of the June 17th racially motivated shooting at Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina. Now, student organizers hope that the event would help bring the community together to try and make sense of the ordeal. University faculty and student members extended their sympathies to the families of the shooting victims while advocating for everyone in the community to take responsibility to foster an environment of love and not one of hate.
He seemed to have had a gross misunderstanding of the African American people in our culture. And because of that misunderstanding, he felt it necessary to utilize an act of violence against the community. I also want us to understand it is a basic human necessity to have human interaction in relationships. And through getting to know one another in our culture, we gain the ability to appreciate our similarities, and also we become able to value our differences. And if we really want to become that melting pot that we present ourselves to be in America, then we can no longer segregate ourselves physically, socially, or structurally. Secondly, and I want you to please listen carefully, we must remember that we can no longer be innocent bystanders of hate. If we, as a student body, as a staff, faculty, as a community, if we do not stand against these hateful acts, then we will continue to follow the path that history has shown us. This path leads to injustice, and it leads to intolerance.
So at an academic institution, we have a responsibility as mentors, as teachers, as fellow students, as fellow staff members, and so forth, to find these areas where we can mentor young people. And they exist not only in one color, in all colors. And therefore, I think it is our responsibility as an academic institution that we partake in this process to minimize or abolish and eradicate this extremely nonsensical way of dealing with problems and social issues.
Southfield has long recognized the vital role that the faith-based community plays in the city. Now, a recent public forum helped to strengthen the connection between the city and local faith-based institutions. The Southfield Parks and Recreation Building played center stage to an outreach program that looked to present an overview of city departments and services with a view to building bridges between local government and secular and faith-based nonprofit organizations. The event was presided over by Council President Sylvia Jordan. Economic development was a key topic that was discussed at length by City Administrator Fred Zorn. Selected city department staff also had an opportunity to share their services and organizational objectives. In all, the program went a long way to ensure that the faith-based community would have the resources and tools that it needs to maximize its partnership with Southfield.
Are you hearing anything from your members who are in Southfield, that needs of the city that may not be met, or ideas? And you know, you folks have interaction with a lot of other people, ideas, opportunities, things you see working well in one community that maybe we should look at. I want to plant the seed that we're open to doing these things.
Battery systems and technology development have long been hot-button topics in the automotive industry as automakers look for ways to meet increasing fuel economy and emission standards. A new partnership may help to push battery technology development into the regional forefront. Johnson Controls and Lawrence Tech University recently announced a new partnership where they would test and develop advanced battery systems in vehicles with the goal of helping automakers improve fuel efficiency standards.
So we've taken a 2012 BMW, which has start-stop technology using lead acid, and we are doing research and development on a product that we'll be offering in 2018, which is advanced start-stop. And we're using the facilities here at Lawrence Technical University, which we've invested in, and we are developing in partnership with Lawrence Tech to do additional experimentation and testing on the system.
State elected officials see the partnership as something that will positively impact the economy, both short and long term.
Lawrence Tech has been a tremendous asset here in Southfield, helping us to grow and build our local economy. But this is an asset statewide and really nationwide compared to the amount of work that they're doing to make sure that we have the advanced engineers and advanced research here in Southfield that's going to help move our economy forward and move this industry forward. Obviously, we are so tied into automotive here in southeastern Michigan. And a lot of the new research, which has been just tremendous over just the last few years, is happening right here at Lawrence Tech, and we should be proud of that here in Southfield.
Now, the economy is not the only important factor when it comes to making new, reliable energy sources. There's also the environment to keep in mind, but you don't have to be an LTU engineer to help make the community a better place. Let's go now to 15 News reporter Sarah Himes to find out who and what are changing lives and our environments in the Southfield area.
Humanitarian action is an ongoing theme here in the Metro Detroit area. Thanks to the hard work of city employees, local businesses and organizations, and residents, everyone is able to enjoy their lives, homes, and surrounding environments. In 1986, Friends of the Rouge spearheaded a movement to remove pollution, debris, and other toxins in the Rouge watershed. With the help of donations and volunteers, the Rouge has made a comeback and is now home to different species of frogs, fish, toads, and birds. Communities and businesses that surround the Rouge, including Southfield and Denso, continue to make progress with the Rouge Rescue Cleanups.
So this is our 45th annual Rouge River Cleanup. City of Southfield's been doing it for 45 years. We were the original city in this area to start the cleanup. Today we have volunteers going out to sites along the main branch of the Rouge River, and we'll be doing cleanup there. We'd more likely do woody debris management, removing some large debris from the stream that's blocking the flow. And so this is an important event for us. It frees up the river and improves water quality, allows habitat and fish and wildlife to live in the area. So we're doing it for the betterment of the people and also the animals that live in the river.
I think it's really in our DNA, being part of the community, servicing the community, and the environment. environmental preservation, harmony with society. It's part of our mission statement. So it is a big event and it's important. And what's great, it's famous globally around Denso. So we have a lot of expats coming from Japan. They're always asking about Rouge River. How can we participate? So it is a very good event for us. It's one of our largest events. You know, as part of our operations, we're always trying to reduce the impact. So the green around our facilities, biodiversity, we try to maintain that. So it's very important to us. Not only does it impact Denso, though, the Rouge as a tributary impacts all of southeastern Michigan. So this is a very important environmental day, not only for Southfield, not only for Denso, but for the whole community.
Maintaining our own environments, like our homes, can sometimes be expensive, complicated, and very time-consuming. Some homes are in dire need of a little bit of TLC, but it may take a team to get the job done. Rebuilding Together is a year-round community service program that provides housing repair to low-income homeowners in Oakland County, using teams of professionals and local volunteers. Southfield residents like Virginia Taddy was one of the homeowners that received assistance from Rebuilding Together.
They're doing a lot of nice things for me. Painting all the rooms and putting some new things in and putting gardening in, some wood chips around and making the house look nice. And I had a couple patches, had a leak once in the roof and they're fixing the ceiling for me, yes. And they allowed me to pick the color I wanted.
Building Together has made sure that the homeowners were involved in the repair process. This includes educating them on how to keep a sustainable living space and giving the homeowners the ability to add on their personal touches to make it feel like home again.
Oh, they're very, very obliging. Yes, and I feel very safe having them come in and do the work.
It has been a 25-year battle against hunger and food waste for this next organization, and they are celebrating their journey with a chance to win a Jeep and some cash while keeping those in need in mind.
Forgotten Harvest is a food rescue organization. Unlike your typical food bank, we're sourcing our food from local retailers, grocers, growers, and food businesses across our region. There's 70 billion pounds of food that's being wasted in America every year. Over 40% of the food that's produced for our country doesn't even get to the tables or even sometimes the storehouses of the places that food is distributed in our country. And Forgotten Harvest, what we do is actually identify the places where that food is, and we get that food to people in need. This is an exciting time for us at Forgotten Harvest. We are celebrating our 25th year of serving the community. We want to commemorate this occasion by throwing a raffle, not only to raise money for Forgotten Harvest, but also to tell a little bit of a story of our history. So 25 years ago, our founder, Nancy Fishman, started this organization with her heart, her energy, and her Jeep. The raffle was a way to not only lift up the story of how we became who we are, but also to share in the gift of a Jeep to one of our supporters, where with a $50 raffle ticket, you'll be able to get a chance to win a Jeep Cherokee, or $10,000, or $2,500 in cash.
Each raffle ticket purchased will provide 250 meals to those in need. For more information, go to ForgottenHarvest.org. The next time you find yourself sitting on the couch with nothing to do, keep in mind that many nonprofit organizations like Forgotten Harvest, Friends of the Rouge, and Rebuilding Together are always accepting volunteers year-round. So make a difference in your community and in someone's life.
The legacy of slain civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. has grown since his untimely assassination over 47 years ago. Many have pointed to him as the father of the modern-day civil rights movement with his groundbreaking activism that has impacted a nation. A Southfield-based community group recently acknowledged his legacy with a bust unveiling in his honor.
Tell me where he's gone.
The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Task Force of Southfield held a bus dedication ceremony at the library to recognize the contributions of the civil rights leader to America's civil and human rights movement. The program also coincided with the group's release and signing of its book, 30 Years, The Drum Major Beat, 1985 to 2015, The Audacity to Make a Difference, a work that covers the organization's 30-year history.
We are so honored to have this permanent bust of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., which will live in perpetuity right here in the city of Southfield. So without further ado, what you have all been waiting for, we will unveil
We now go to community events for families and throw it to our Family Beat reporter, Meg Jacobs.
To celebrate the longest day of the year, Southfield held its second annual Summer Solstice Party on June 21st at Lawrence Tech University.
We have the second annual Southfield Summer Solstice. It's the longest day of the year. Technically it's tomorrow, but it's the longest Saturday night of the year. We're raising money for actually 7 different charities. Make-A-Wish, Michigan Parkinson Foundation, National MS Society, Southfield Firefighters, Friends of the Southfield Police Department, and Boys and Girls Club, and Souls for Souls. It's a festival of fun afterwards. So we have a beer tent brought to you by Rochester Mills. We got a couple great of their beers, and we got a music stage. We're going to do karaoke and rhythm and blues and Motown and soul and all that kind of fun music, all until 11 o'clock. There's a whole field of kids' activities. There's volleyball, a couple bounce houses, all the twister, slip and slide, arts and crafts, all the fun things that they can do. We have food trucks. We got Delectable and Pita Post here right now, and Eskimo Jack's ice cream sandwiches will be here in a few minutes. I'm just so thankful to the city of Southfield. I'm so thankful to Vibe Credit Union and Southfield Town Center and Concentra and Comfort Suites and all of our major sponsors. Southfield Area Chamber of Commerce, everybody's been fantastic to work with. And without them, we couldn't do this. And without this, we couldn't benefit the charities that really do need help.
And this was just one way that the city is celebrating the summer. Check out these other upcoming events and ways to spend your time in Southfield.
This is Dino. He's a 1-year-old Staffordshire Terrier mix. He is a very loving guy. He is neutered and up to date on all of his shots. He is very good with other dogs. He would do better with high energy dogs since he does have a lot of energy himself. He loves to play and he is very treat motivated, so he'd be easy to train. He is good with kids as well. He is a lover. He does have a lot of energy, so please give him a lot of exercise if you decide to come check him out. He is very sweet. He's very affectionate. This is Francine. She is a beautiful 5-year-old Schnauzer mix. She is a very friendly, playful, loving dog. She would be better in a home with no kids, but she is very good with other dogs. She loves to play tennis ball. She loves playing fetch. Francine is heartworm positive, but she is currently being treated. She would do better in a quieter home. She is not spayed, so she would need that done. We very recommend that. And she is up to date on all of her shots. She is very good, so if you needed to take her into the vet, she would do really well there. She loves every person she's met. This is Preston. He is a 4-year-old poodle mix. He is neutered, and he is a ball of energy. This dog has energy to spare. He gets on really well with other dogs. He is up to date on all of his shots. He is very good with small dogs, not bigger dogs. He's not very good with kids, so he would do better in a home with no children.
but he is very friendly, very loving, very soft. He would do well to get a lot of exercise. This is Summer. She is a 9-year-old Chihuahua Jack Russell Terrier mix. She is up to date on all of her shots and she is spayed. She's very friendly and very loving. She is good with other small dogs with a slow introduction. She would not be good with bigger dogs, and she would not be good with children or cats. She is very friendly and loving. She's very energetic, so please give her some exercise. She would love it if you had a big backyard so she can run around and play with other friends. This is Angie. She is a 9-year-old giant schnauzer. She is fixed and she is up to date on all of her shots. She is a very friendly, loving dog. She would do better with probably smaller dogs, not too good with bigger dogs. She gets a little nervous. She is a senior dog, so she does require a little tender, loving care.
Business networking and relationship building have been a hallmark and ongoing initiative of the Southfield Chamber of Commerce for many years, and a recent event put both of those efforts on full display. Wake Up to Southfield is a monthly networking event that looks to promote local businesses along with helping them build coalitions and partnerships. Local business leaders see it as a valuable resource to grow their businesses and connect with each other. This past Wake Up to Southfield featured an appearance and lecture from former Southfield Mayor, now Congresswoman Brenda L. Lawrence. Wake Up to Southfield happens every second Tuesday of the month. Let's see what else is happening in our business community. Kayla Winbush has the full story.
Thanks, Chris. Here's what's happening in your Southfield business community. The city of Southfield has made some major progress. We've had the grand opening of 2 popular restaurants to prove it. In 2014, the corner of Southfield Road and 12 Mile was transformed into a strip mall and an apartment complex. The busy corner also welcomed a popular family restaurant to the block, Applebee's. This area is booming with business and hungry residents ready to try the new eats on the strip. May 2015 marked the 1-year anniversary for the restaurant. To celebrate, they held their official grand opening with a ribbon cutting served with a side of their well-known appetizers. Some of the Southfield heavy hitters like Southfield Mayor Donald Fracassi and Tanya Marcos Vano, the executive director of the Southfield Area Chamber of Commerce, were present for the occasion. Since the 80s, Applebee's has expanded their reach with more than 2,000 restaurants worldwide. The Southfield location is in a hot spot, making it an easy trek from nearby cities like Lathrop Village, Detroit, Beverly Hills, and Berkeley. It's about so much more than good food and decor. It's about providing the community with excellent service.
They were doing our ribbon cutting. We invited a lot of the important officials of the community just to kind of get to know everybody good and invite them out. Let them experience Applebee's and just put our best feet forward for the community.
On the other side of Southfield at Evergreen and 10 Mile, the famous Fuddruckers Burger Joint opened its doors to the neighborhood in early June. Rather than sticking to the traditional large restaurant style, this new location is convenient and just steps away from the Southfield Town Center. Despite all of the construction on Evergreen, it is business as usual at Fuddruckers. Whether you're eating light or looking for a good healthy burger, Fuddruckers has something for everyone and customer service you are sure to enjoy. This has been your 15 News Business Update. I'm Kayla Winbush. Back to you, Chris.
In a follow-up story that we previously reported on, a local Southfield woman recently received a proclamation from the city acknowledging her efforts for ALD awareness. The gesture from Southfield elected officials deeply touched Perkins, giving her additional motivation to continue her campaign for ALD awareness and screening.
I'm just very grateful for the overwhelming support that I've received from the state representative Jeremy Morris, our Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, the mayor of Southfield. Start from Southfield Cable 15. I'm very overwhelmed. I'm just thankful that everybody is just on my side and they believe in my mission. And I'm just grateful and thank God.
Well, we've come to the end of another edition of 15 News. For 15 News, I'm Chris Campbell, and I thank you for watching.